Maybe it was the rain. Maybe it was the dark. Maybe it was the way the trees swayed in the wind that made it look like they were reaching for her. She sounded scared, like something terrible was happening to her. And she told him she was on her way home. It was their usual route. She would drive back from her parents' house where she'd spent the day with their two kids, Jackson and Addison, and then she would stop by the grocery store to pick up some dinner supplies on the way home. Whatever the reason, Emily Carter never should have gotten out of her car that night. But now there's nothing anyone can do about it. In fact, they had even been together the night before because Emily had gone to her mother's for a girls' night in. But this time, something felt off. Now, he couldn't understand what she was saying, but he could hear it in her voice that something was wrong. So he ended the call and dialed her back, around 9 p.m. And an hour and a half after Emily's last call, David reported her missing. After all, Emily and David weren't exactly doing well. They had fought a lot lately, mostly about money and the future. Inside the car, officers found her purse, her wallet, her keys, her cell phone, but no sign of Emily. David tried to call her back, but this time the call went straight to voicemail. On October 23, 2017, Emily called her husband, David. Officers canvassed the area, spoke to people who had been there, reviewed security footage, but there was nothing. No sign of Emily, no witnesses, no leads. And when they finally got her phone into the lab, they discovered something even more unsettling. Inside was a faded photograph of Emily smiling. It was the wallpaper on Emily's phone. The police took notice. Maybe this would finally bring her home. At least that's what David kept telling himself. Yet a year passed, then 2, then 3, when the moon is full and the wind whispers through the trees. People swear they hear her phone ringing in the middle of the night. If you listen closely, you can hear the dial tone, hidden beneath layers of leaves and shrouded by the tall trees. And maybe that's for the best. Maybe some things are better left unknown, some mysteries unsolved. Followed by the sound of her terrified screams. And still there were no answers, no closure. Returning to the scene of the crime to comb through the area. Unfortunately, they came up empty-handed. There were no remains, no body. We might just hear her voice calling out to us in the dead of night. Would you answer? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. No evidence of a struggle. It was as if she had simply vanished into thin air. But when he leaned in closer, his blood ran cold because someone had taken a sharp object and scratched out her eyes. That she had planned it all along. Others claimed she had been kidnapped, taken by a stranger while she was on her way home from the grocery store, holding little Jackson and baby Addison. And when the police finally got through to her phone, it was too late. She didn't answer. He tried to focus on his job, on the kids, though he knew it was always in the back of their minds. What had happened to their mother? Why did she leave them? Did she want to leave? But this time when she reached her car in the parking lot, something frightened her so much she called David in tears. The police called it a missing persons cold case, and life went back to normal. Or as close to normal as it could be for David. No one knows exactly what happened to Emily. All we have are questions. Questions that will never be answered. Was she abducted or did she run away? Was the person on the phone with her a friend or a foe? And why did they scratch out her eyes in the photo? That was until January of 2021 when a hiker stumbled upon a pair of women's shoes near the woods behind the grocery store. When he took a closer look, he noticed it was a woman's size 8, the same size as Emily's. "What's going on?" he asked, his heart sinking when he saw it was raining heavily where she was. "It's following me," she whispered, her voice shaky. "I don't know what to do." Then she hung up. He wasn't worried because Emily loved her alone time. They often went days without speaking. So, he decided to go to her parents' house to check on them, figuring that if she was there, she would probably just go home with him instead of driving back in the storm. This time, he left a message, telling her to call him back, telling her that he loved her, that he was worried. Then he waited, refreshing her page every minute or so, hoping to see a new transaction that would tell him where she was. But no one was there. He didn't panic yet. Then to her favorite boutique, also no luck. Next, he checked her bank account online to see if she had used her card. She hadn't. And that's when fear started clawing at his chest. Instead, he started making calls to find her, first to the grocery store. No, she hadn't been there. He called her again, but it went straight to voicemail. Meanwhile, the rain kept falling, mixing with the street lights to paint streaks of yellow and blue across the pavement. At first, the police thought it was just another case of a runaway wife who needed some space. And after searching for Emily for almost 24 hours, finding no trace of her, they agreed to search the area around the last place she had been seen, the parking lot of the grocery store. Then they found her car. It was parked in the far corner of the lot, engine still running, lights still on, the driver's side window down. They searched everywhere, sending in divers to check the retention ponds nearby, scouring the wooded areas, even checking local hospitals, but there was no sign of her. After she called David, she made a series of frantic calls to 911, but each time she called, she hung up before anyone could answer. A few days passed, then a week, then 2 weeks, and still there was no sign of Emily. He moved on, trying to forget about Emily, about that night. For years, no one knew. It took some time to get the shoe out of the mud, but when he finally did, he opened it carefully and took out the insole. David recognized the picture immediately. This time, but after all these years, some said that Emily had run away. But sometimes, to this day, whatever the truth may be, it's buried deep in the dark recesses of those woods. Or maybe if we listen closely.